In the heart of Preston is a training ground for the forensic scientists and criminal investigators of the future. At the University of Central Lancashire's Department of Forensic and Investigative Science, students learn the specialist skills needed to catch criminals. Grisly scenes and shallow graves are all part of the course, exposing the students to the grim reality of murder, rape, robbery and other gruesome crimes. Coming up, first year Phil Smith attends the crime scene of a petrol station stick-up, and second year Rachel Webb examines trace evidence from an armed robbery. It's midweek in downtown Preston, and with lectures over for another day, it's time for student Phil Smith and his mates to party.
We've had a few beers in bar centre. The plan now is to move on to the next bar. We're going to use up our vouchers to get some cheap drinks, and then let's get pissed, basically. Let's go!
It's student night in town, with pubs and clubs offering cheap drinks to anyone with an NUS card. Phil and friends are taking advantage, touring the city on a pub crawl.
Yeah, I'll give you... Well, I've got no credit, mate. Is everyone ready to get pissed? Hey! Excellent! All student people go to Squires, but we're not going there tonight because we're special. You're special. I've got Velcro shoes. Right, we're going to go to rope roll tonight because it's cheap. And we're just going to get pissed instead of pulling because he never pulls and neither do I. Reverse digging. Let's run. Oh, man. Right, we're going to rope roll. Come on. Right.
Preston is a city with 25,000 resident students, living away from home for the first time and determined to make the most of it. Ten pints later, it's time to head home.
Hey, where's the beach? I'm pretty alright, so I'm going to go home and get into bed. No! Let's not finish up here.
It's the end of the night for Phil and friends, but the next morning, he is feeling the effects and he's not alone. Classmate Steve Oakes has crashed on the floor.
Morning. This is Steve-O after a Wednesday night. It's a Thursday morning. Say hello, Steve-O.
No, it's not fucking good morning at all. Yeah, so far it's a pretty painful morning.
Last night it was pound a pint, so we took advantage. Spent a tenner, 10 pints, as plate, wasted. I'm feeling pretty shit, pretty rough, and fuck, I need to go back to bed. And it's now about 8:15, is it? It's 20 past.
It's what fucking time?
Steve doesn't have classes this morning, but Phil's not so lucky.
I have to get up once every 2 weeks before 8 o'clock. Oh, and it's, as you can see, toast. I'm fucked, basically.
But Phil's going to have his wits about him because his day's class involves more than just a boring lecture.
And we'll just say goodbye to Steve.
Fuckers. Well, do us a favour and go slap him one.
On the other side of town, forensic student Rachel Webb is celebrating a special day with her friend Carrie.
It's my birthday today, and I'm so excited. This is my scale electrics I got from my little sister. I can't even get it to go around a little circle at the moment, so Carrie's trying to teach me how to do it properly.
And she's received some other interesting gifts.
Well, my dad, bless his heart, thought it would be a good idea for me to have one of these. Wait for it, this is a cracking present. My very own toolkit.
Yeah, but look at that. What is that?
I've got no idea. I don't even know.
No, but look, you've even got those for like tying things together and stuff.
Which is quite cool.
Just do it really, really fast.
Yes, there you go.
But Rachel has still got to go to uni.
So I've got to go and get our stuff ready and go. But I don't want to. I want to stay here.
No, I don't want to.
I think of the pub.
I know.
Go out drinking. Right, we're going to have to get our stuff ready now.
Right, I'll go and get mine.
Rachel and Carrie have a special night planned, but first they have to solve an armed robbery. Over on campus, crime scene expert Kev Pritchard is preparing Phil's class. 3 cars have been involved in different crimes, and each car holds vital forensic evidence that needs to be recovered. Car 1 is a hit and run.
What we need to do is try and simulate the damage caused to the vehicle by a body going over the top of the roof.
Car 2 was involved in a shooting.
This vehicle's been involved in a robbery of a petrol filling station, if you like.
One of the offenders were accidentally injured during the melee, if you like, during the escape.
But the last car is a most disturbing.
This vehicle was believed to have been involved in a child abduction and murder. It was found on waste ground at a later point. There's some blood on here, maybe from the driver's hands as he's gotten out of the vehicle. There's lots of things they could recover in here, but there's also this blood-stained rope, which they should pick up on straight away. That's it then.
It will be up to Phil to retrieve the evidence from one of the cars. Having arrived at the lab, Carrie and Rachel set to work investigating a major crime. It's involving an armed stick-up.
It's at a charity function at Waterhouse Manor, and it was basically disturbed by a masked man. The man appeared to have gained entry by forcing a door at the rear of a property. The man wielded a shotgun and demanded that all the guests place their jewellery into a sack which he passed around. One of the guests tried to run towards the door and the man fired his gun into the air. The chandelier above was shattered. Using forensic evidence from the scene, it's Rachel's job to match evidence recovered from the suspect's home. Basically, we're just trying to see if the 2 people they've arrested if we can find anything that pins them to the scene of the crime. Shotgun casings, blood samples and DNA have all been found, along with a jumper covered in fragments of glass. If Rachel can match it to the shattered chandelier, then she can place a suspect at the scene of the crime. Phil's arrived at the lab ready to attend the crime scene of a getaway car used in a robbery.
You're going to examine a car per group, and it's up to you to basically get your kit together, check it, make sure you've got all the equipment you need, because once you leave the lab, you won't be allowed back in.
With the clock ticking, it's up to Phil and his crime team to kit up and get over to the crime scene as quickly as possible. Down at the crime scene, Phil gets a look at the car for the first time. During the robbery, shots were fired and someone's blood decorates the side window. In these situations, important decisions need to be made fast.
There's not many gunshot wounds, even though it's a gunshot scenario. But there isn't really much here. I mean, bit of blood, take some DNA swabs or something. Take some photos first, a good idea.
Scenes of crime officers use photography to fix the scene, establishing the location of each piece of forensic evidence. The photos would normally be used in a court of law, so it's important that Phil's team get it right. Back at the crime lab, Rachel is making progress with the glass from the armed robbery.
Right, all we're looking for here is just to see if there are any patterns on the glass or anything that is individual to that type of glass, and see if we can identify whereabouts it could have come from. For example, if it was from a car on a window screen, you might see the marks made from the window screen wipers on it.
Rachel's first job is to study the glass through a microscope, comparing both samples for similarities.
This glass is quite smooth, it's kind of blue in colour.
Then it's put through a more complex process.
Because we've got quite a few samples here, it's probably best to do 2 or 3 of them, and then we'll put it onto a grim machine.
The grim is a high-tech machine that measures the refractive index of glass, an accurate way of telling if the 2 glass samples match, but Rachel will have to wait for the result. Back at the crime scene, Phil's finished the photographs, but mistakes are being made.
They're making all the usual mistakes. No masks, hoods down, and they know they're in the vicinity of potential DNA sources. I've already clocked people wandering inside the vehicles without fibre taping the seats. They're by no means trained soccos, but they're doing okay.
But Phil thinks he's found something.
See, the lock's been busted, it's been broken into, and if you see here, there's like fingerprints. There's one there, another one there, and then like a thumbprint just there. I hope they're not mine. That won't be linked too good. Fingerprinting, basically different powders are used on different surfaces. It basically just brings up the fingerprint when you dust over it. We mainly use aluminium powder. It just comes up dark. You just basically get like sticky tape. I forgot what the name is. You just stick on top of it, pull the fingerprint, and the fingerprint will be stuck to the tape. Yeah, but you have to watch out with the girls when they're doing this, because they start like putting powder on the face, the aluminium powder with the brush, like getting the lipstick out.
Over on the next car, fellow student Bob Thorthwaite has a more gruesome situation to sort out.
Well, our scenario is there's someone been kidnapped and been stabbed in the throat. Gemma, did you say you found the knife? There's another one here. We've actually found the knife, so that's good evidence.
Halfway through the test and things are going well, but Phil has yet to find any firearms and time is running out. Back in the lab, Rachel has received the glass results and it's looking good.
And what these show is, if you can see, the refractive index is exactly the same on all of these as these. So basically the glass found on one of the suspects' jumpers matches the glass found from the chandelier, basically pinpointing him at the scene of the crime.
The rest of Rachel's team have also had positive results, matching hair, fibre and ballistic evidence to the suspect. With all this, the outcome is positive.
From the evidence that I've got from the hairs and the fibres and the glass, I think that he was at the scene of the crime and therefore the most likely candidate for committing the crime.
Back at the crime scene, Phil has made an important discovery.
We got a bullet as well here. It's just on the floor. We got a cartridge, sorry. Did you just pick it up?
Yeah, because you've got gloves on.
Do you have to do 2 separate bags for like 2 different cartridges? Another cartridge under the seat. So, definitely a gunshot.
Found a bad boy. Found a bad boy.
Ah, we've got the gun. We found the good old gun. I've got a big bag, we found the gun. A big bag. A big bag.
In a real-life situation, a firearm expert will be called to the scene to make the gun safe.
Make sure it doesn't go off. Kill us. Kill us all. See how the girls just didn't find anything.
And it doesn't take long before Phil comes up trumps again.
Boss got a balaclava. Get that in the bag as well.
Over on the other car, Bob's also making progress.
We've just one or two more things to do. We haven't done any fingerprinting at all yet, which is probably the hardest part. But it seems to be going all right. We'll let you know when we've finished.
Had a look in the car, we found a balaclava, we found a gun cartridges, gun bullets. So
enough to seal a conviction, enough to put someone down for life.
With Rachel's classes over for the day, she's getting ready for her birthday celebrations.
We're having a girly night tonight, and because then we'll just stay happy and, you know, nobody will go off anywhere. We're just going to have a girly night and just all have fun together, aren't we? I need to decide what to wear now, then. To be honest, I've actually decided about 2 weeks ago what I was going to wear. Right, I need to put some makeup on. Oh dear. I'm going to have to sleep in this room tonight. Whereas I'm having trainers so I can dance about and be stupid and it doesn't matter. God, my room's an absolute mess. I don't even know why we bother, because nobody will notice when we get in there anyway. Right, I need to get some more drink. By the end of the night, though, we're going to be so drunk, so it doesn't even matter what we're going to look like. We'll look at...
No, I don't drink alcohol.
I won't even be able to see.
Meanwhile, Phil's still at college and Kev is ready to reveal the answers.
OK, what I'm going to do is go through each scenario and then go through each vehicle.
Before coming to the university, Kev worked as a scenes of crimes officer for the Lancashire Police. He knows exactly where to look for clues.
People who steal cars don't like to attract attention to themselves, so they tend to put the seatbelts on, and you will get fingerprints on the silver buckle on there. This is an ignition cowling. Gets ripped off during the course of a theft of a vehicle to hotwire it. You will not find any fingerprints on the inside other than the offenders. And that's why it's so good.
Another good place for prints is the mirrors. After stealing a car, criminals tend to adjust them. Kev moves on to Bob's car, and it doesn't take him long to find missed evidence.
In the boot here, there are lots and lots of things, but in with everything. There's some bloodstained rope here that you missed. That was the relevant stuff inside the... I do believe you photographed it as well.
Phil's car is next, but has his team missed vital evidence?
How many cartridge cases did you find? 2. You got a torch? Oh, that'll do. That's a shotgun cartridge. What happens, all the pellets are in there, and that is called wadding.
The shotgun casing was the only thing Phil missed, and Kev is philosophical about their performance.
The intention was to be slightly harsh on the debrief then, to try and to get them to take it a bit more seriously. But on the whole, it wasn't too bad.
We did get a lack of things like lack of fingerprints, and like you said before, lack of seriousness, which is pretty the main point really. We should have been more committed.
We seemed to do okay, but we missed a crucial bit of evidence, which obviously was the rope in the back.
Mainly got everything except for the gun cartridge, which Kev always finds something extra you've missed.
The rest of the evidence we got, so we're quite pleased about that, but it may not have been packaged right, but we'll get that right next time.
Absolutely knackered, but the problem is I've got to shoot over for a lecture now. Kev's as well, so can't be excused for going home and going to bed. But really dry him off. Bad night last night. So.
Meanwhile, Rachel's friends have arrived, and the party is started with sparklers.
There's still bits right now. You're Doris. Come on. I'm getting really scared. Wow. Please don't. I'm really frightened. Stop it. I'm not doing anything wrong. Look, you've got a burn there.
Meanwhile, Phil is having a quiet night in.
The menu, cheap hot chicken curry and rice with naan bread. great being a student. Fine cuisine. Sometimes I don't eat all week, just go home. Weekends, my mum makes me something. I'm not a bad cook. I can make cheese on toast and beans on toast and things.
Phil's ambition is to become a police officer.
Speaking of joining the police force, I stole this plate about 6 years ago from high school. I'll give it him back one day. But until then, it's mine. The plate goes everywhere with me. It's the only plate I've got. So. The main time I do cook is when I wake up in the morning at home. Last year I had a dressing going on and I set it on fire and all my arm went up in flames and that. I'm shocking at cooking.
While Phil waits for dinner, Rachel and friends have arrived at the club.
Good, isn't it? We're all having a good time and we're all together and we're all dancing and it's cool. We're having a fab time, aren't we? Yeah. And we're not too drunk either, which is quite good.
No, but I think you need to get more, really, don't you?
No, I don't need to get any more
yeah,
drunk.
You do. It's your birthday, Rachel.
I know, but I'll be stupid and I'll make a fool out of myself and I'll end up falling on the floor.
Back in halls, it's dinner time for Phil.
This is the perfect life, really. Get up late, go to lecture, then go out, because it's like really cheap to go out round town.
After a hard day, a chicken curry is a perfect way for Phil to wind down.
Perfect.
And it's not only Phil who's thinking of food.
The plan now is takeaway and then bed, I think.
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
Burger or
Battle sausage and chips, kebab,
something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Really, really good.
A burger, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm knackered, totally knackered now.
They should give us a lift home.
It's midweek in Preston and the town is gearing up for another big night. First year, Cara Cole is getting ready for a special night. To celebrate their final match, the netball team are going out in fancy dress and the theme is Miss World.
Basically, all I could think about for Scotland was tartan skirt, long white socks with a dagger, which I didn't really know about until everyone told me that you should have a dagger. Personally, I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, but everyone's like, no, it's brilliant. I meant to have a sarong or something, but I haven't got one.
Finally ready, Miss Arabia, Miss Scotland, Miss France and Miss Brazil head for the club.
You sure you're not allowed to play football in here, Jen?
Once at the bar, Cara and the girls meet up with the rest of the team and the celebrations begin. Originally from Chester, Cara came to Preston to follow her dream to become a pathologist. Tonight she's kicking back because tomorrow she has to face the goriest lecture of the year, a good excuse for a stiff drink.
We've all had a brilliant night and we're all a little bit tipsy, so we're going to go home. From what I could tell, I think everyone thought it was really good. I've got to work on my Scottish accent a little bit, but you know, it's one of the best nights I've been out, actually. One of the best nights.
Next morning, Cara's up early for a very special class. The death and decomposition lecture is one of the most disturbing parts of the course, exposing the students to death, decay and mutilation. But not everyone can handle it. First-year student Richard Thomas is also attending the class, but first, breakfast.
And we've got no food in because all my bread's gone off, so I've had to steal my mates. It's got a bit of mould growing on it. But that's my frying pan, and there's bits of bacon growing in there, and I don't even eat bacon, so I don't know who's been using that. Oh, cheese is back. And someone's nicked the tea towel as well. Hilarious. We keep getting fined off the cleaners because they won't come in and clean it because they just say it's too disgusting, which seems a bit stupid to me because they're cleaners, so they're supposed to clean. So I have to hide my orange juice in here because if I leave it in the kitchen, everybody drinks it. Thing is, I'm trying not to wake up too much because after this lecture I'm going to go back to bed because we're going out tonight.
Meanwhile, forensic student CK Nam is out canvassing for support. With the student elections coming up, CK is on a mission to get elected.
Just got my posters and flyers, and now we're going to try and put some posters up as quick as we can and maybe catch some people with our flyers as well.
To win a seat, CK has got to get as many student votes as possible.
Morning, I'm going for communications officer. Good morning, I'm going for communications officer. No? If we get 1 or 2 out of the people I flyered today, then I'll be happy. Hello, just have a read of it, thank you. I only think they half understood us, but... Oh, people coming off buses. So, I'm not sure how close we're allowed to go to buses. Morning, can I give you this? I'm going for communications officer in student union elections. Thank you, you can bin it, as long as you put it in a bin, that's all right.
But campaigning will have to wait because CK has got a shooting to investigate at forensics school.
I think I'm going to call it a day. I've got a lecture coming up quite soon as well, so I've done enough today.
Meanwhile, first-year Edith Perrin is preparing for a gory day. Today, she has to enter the forensics school's crime scene house to witness the aftermath of a bloody attack.
We've got our blood splatter practical today, and I'm a bit nervous as to what I'm going to find, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Knowing Kev's sense of humour, it's going to be absolutely hilarious. I'm expecting that it's going to be some form of fight or shooting or something has gone down. We'll have to look at the blood splatter and try and find out what direction somebody's gone in, what kind of velocity the blood drops are. You know, was it close impact, was it far away, was it gunshot, was it arterial slashing, something like that. But I don't know, so we'll just have to wait and see.
In charge of the crime scene is forensics expert Kev Pritchard.
OK, we're about to prepare for the blood spatter pattern analysis class. And basically the students come up, they look at each pattern in turn, and they write down what sort of intelligence they can glean from that pattern. The stains are as realistic as possible. They're all as authentic as I could make them, and they're based on scenes or stains that I've seen in real life crime scenes.
On the other side of campus, Richard and Cara have arrived at the death and decomposition lecture, and it gets off to a gory start.
You are going to see pictures on here that you might not like. This is your first picture, and what it is a woman who's been eviscerated, and basically the person decided that he would like to put a cup inside her stomach, ladle the blood out and drink it. Second scene, this is what appears to be a murder. You've got a young girl lying naked from the waist down, her legs are spread apart, her vagina's exposed, there was semen all over her vagina and inside her, and the assumption was that this girl had been murdered and raped. In fact, she committed suicide in her dormitory at the university. She was found by the caretaker, who then took her outside, and because he fancied her, stripped her naked and had sex with her while she was dead. This scene is a gentleman who's still alive, and what he got up to was he liked to take angel dust, or PCP. He got it into his head that it'd be a good idea to feed his face to his dog. So he took a piece of broken glass and cut his face off piece by piece and handed it to his dog, who ate it quite happily. As the PCP wore off, he thought, oh dear. And he was taken into hospital. You can see this area here is a tube, nasogastric tube, which got into his nose, and he survived. They killed the dog, got all his face back out and patched him back up. Now you've who've done the anthropology have heard this joke. He now looks like an Alsatian.
Over in the lab, CK is set to work on a serious crime involving a shooting.
A gentleman jumped into a car. He did some various stuff. He got the driver to drive to a certain location, but he also had a shotgun, which also was fired in the car at a crime scene. This was recovered, and two suspects were also arrested, and they also had shotguns, so those were test fired as well. So this one here is the shotgun cartridge from the crime scene, and to my right is one of the shotgun cartridges from one of the suspects' weapon.
If CK can find comparisons, he could place the gun at the scene of the crime and prove the suspect's guilt. To examine the shotgun shells, ballistic experts use a comparison microscope, a high-tech machine that compares both cartridges for similarities. But will the cartridges match? While CK gets on with ballistics, Edith is ready to face the crime scene, where the walls are awash with blood.
Oh, wicked.
In total, there are 18 different blood patterns in the house, from arterial spurts to high-velocity shotgun splatter. In real crime scenes, blood pattern evidence can be vital in reconstructing the movements of an attacker and their victims, so it is vital that Edith gets it right.
And these are the victims, because if you...
Well, we don't know. I know. We don't know that, do we?
Halfway through their house, and things are going okay, but Edith is yet to discover the bathroom. Back in the lecture, the pictures have taken a gruesome turn for the worse.
So the first one you've got is a child who was abandoned after birth. Very difficult to assess whether it was stillborn or not. And basically it's been left by the side of the road wrapped in blankets and appears to have died from hypothermia. This baby was found at the bottom of a well, having been neglected by its parents and put in the back room. It sat there crying for weeks and months on end, and they never did anything to it. Eventually it died from the infections caused by lying in its own excrement and urine, and also from hypothermia, because they didn't bother to heat the room it was in either. You can see the way the skin is beginning to dissolve. That's from the acidic aspects of the urine, okay? And that baby would have been screaming its head off, I can guarantee you. And these are commonplace, ladies and gentlemen. You will come across these all the time as a scenes crimes officer, as a police officer or whatever.
But it's halfway through and nobody's fainted. Yet. Back in the lab, CK is making progress.
The main things we're looking at is the firing pin mark, which is at the centre there, and also the breech face marks, which is any distinctive marks around the edges.
For a positive match, CK needs to find at least 3 corresponding marks.
I believe they are very similar, despite the fact they're the same make and everything as well, but the firing pin mark on them both is approximately in a similar off-centre location. They're also similar size and shape. There's also various other breech face marks as well. There's 2 distinctive ones that are on opposite sides of the firing pin marks, so there aren't many features that exclude them from being from the same gun. So it's very likely that the weapon that this was fired from probably fired the one at the crime scene, and therefore the suspect would be probably in serious trouble, let's just say. But it's not for a forensic scientist to determine guilt or lack of it. It's for us to just give the evidence, give the facts as we see it.
In the house, Edith has made her way to the bathroom.
Oh, lovely. Carrie, have you seen this? Cool. Is that my daughter's girl's world? It is as well. It's classic. It's really good.
A vicious attack has occurred and the walls are covered in blood, providing Edith with vital forensic clues. Tracing the blood's trajectory, it is possible to pinpoint where the victim was sitting, identify the weapon, and calculate how many times the victim was hit.
I think it's a blunt instrument, yeah. Like a crowbar or something like that.
All the bloodstains in the house have been recreated from actual crime scene photographs and are completely realistic.
I reckon minimum 3.
The death and decomposition lecture is nearly over, but there's one last gory surprise.
Gentleman's cat ate his woolly and is lying down dead. Cat came along, so I'll have some of that. Luckily or unluckily for him, the police got there before it took his testicles off.
But Richard and Cara have coped.
Thank you very much for listening. Thanks, guys. See you later.
I know it sounds a bit sick, but it was a bit funny.
It's a bit gruesome, but it's all good entertainment.
It wasn't too disgusting. I think a few people went out within like the first 5 minutes. There was a lot of writing in it.
The brain is splattered all across like some car, and then you're told that it's going to be your job to get in the car and move the body.
So it wasn't really that bad.
With his forensic work out of the way, CK is ready to hit the campaign trail. All the candidates have gathered outside the student union, and competition for votes is fierce.
I've spoken to some of my opposing candidates, and they're feeling a bit nervous, but I think I'm ready. It's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm hyped.
CK is turning on the charm.
Hi, have you voted yet? My name's CK Nam, I'm running for Communications Officer. I'm involved with Pluto and website and radio station already, so I believe I'm quite a good candidate. I can also use the spell check, so if you've ever read Pluto, that's quite a good check. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. It's only going to get harder throughout the week. People are going to say, oh, I've already voted, oh, I don't really care, I've seen too many flyers, they don't want to vote. So it's really important to catch them right now, right when they're ready. Hi, have you voted yet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, thank you very much. CK Nam, the best there is.
Over at the crime scene house, Edith has finished the blood splatter test.
Bathroom was excellent. It was really good. I didn't actually notice the head in the bath at first. I just see these spikes coming out of the ceiling and then looked down and saw it, which was quite funny because it's my daughter's girl's world, which she doesn't know I've nicked either. I like the way they've done it though, because it can be quite shocking, and I think you need to be prepared for that, and the only way in this job that you can prepare for that is through mock-ups like this, because it's very rare that you get the chance to actually go out on a real crime scene and see it. I think we possibly spent too much time trying to work out what happened as opposed to how the blood got in the position that it was in. And I think I needed to stand back a bit and just rethink what we were doing. I think we were all trying to be a bit detectives rather than forensic scientists.
With voting underway, CK has made a tactical change of clothing.
People are coming up to me saying, oh, you must be the man with a plan because they've seen the suits, so it's going all right. But I've had some people say that I possibly remember the triads, but I'm a bit worried. But no, it's been going all right. I think it's been working quite well.
And it's not only the suit that has been attracting votes.
I remember seeing the poster in the gym. It just stuck in my head for the next couple of days. So when I actually got the form and I saw his name, I just remembered the man with the plan and just ticked it because I thought it just sounded, you know, sort of cool, I suppose.
I'm probably not the first person to notice, but if you write bread really, really like slyly after his name, it reads chicken naan bread. So anyone that can be a chicken naan bread and run for communications officer gets my vote.
I have got a victory speech in mind, so I'm ready if I do win.
Over in Halls, Richard is getting ready for a night out.
Basically, because my birthday is it's in the middle of June, so well, it's actually the start of June. So because no one will be here, we'll all have gone home. I'm having one when everyone is here, so that's why it's a couple of months early.
Rich shares a flat with 5 other lads. One of them is being press ganged into wearing fancy dress.
Martin. Come on. No, you've got to wear one. I'll wear them in the flag, man. There's no way. These actually fit really well.
Yeah, these are very comfy.
Feel good against your skin as well.
Come on, leather pants, man. Don't think I've ever worn leather in my life.
Even that, or you got to wear one of them caution, you know, them traffic cones we stole. You got to wear one of them on your head.
Do we still have them?
Yeah, I'll go again.
Yeah. I mean, I've worn them on my head.
What forfeits you got then?
No, I'm not sticking it to my face.
No, I'm not going to stick it to your face. You're going to sellotape it to your head. Come on. Right, stay still.
Rich and the boys are heading out to the pub crawl, which includes a stop at the local lap dancing club.
So apparently they're doing this deal where you can get 2 girls like doing each other. So if that's not too expensive, I'll get that, and then it's off to the club. So we're off out now then.
It's not your birthday for 3 months.
Edith is also home, but as a single mother of 2, her life is very different from most students.
I do get a bit jealous sometimes when I see these young students living in halls, out partying every night of the week and never having to do any work. Well, that's the way it seems. I don't think it is. But sometimes I do wish that I'd done it differently. Responsibility is a lot more, and of course a lot more is riding on my course than perhaps it would be if I was 10 years younger. And I think in a way these give me the incentive to do more work because I'm doing it for them and myself. But I think the difference is, yeah, one's got responsibility, the other one's got a carefree, wonderful lives. Party all the way.
Meanwhile, pressure is mounting in the Union Bar. CK's election results are about to be read.
I'm getting a bit more nervous. My friends are trying to calm me down, but alcohol isn't helping too much. I'm still confident, but we'll see how it goes.
After several rounds of counting, the results have gone down to the wire. It's between just 2 candidates, CK and his main rival, Sai Ali.
Total scores. Sai Ali, 41 votes, giving him 512 total. CK Nam, 21 votes, giving him 489.
Thank you. Thanks. It's all right, thanks.
CK.
Thanks.
So sorry, mate.
That's all right, thank you.
Sorry. Okay.
Thanks,
You're
Leanne.
definitely the one that should have won, then.
I'm absolutely gutted. It was close run, really right to the end. So I'm going to stick around, so we'll see what happens. Sai.
Put it there, bro.
Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Well done.
Right, well, at the end of the day, I'd love you to be involved with Pluto. Would you be willing to do that?
Of course, I'll do what I can.
Okay, cheers, mate. And like I say, like when you say open door policy, same goes here. Your ideas, I won't be just pushing them on.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, well done.
Well done, too.
Well done.
Meanwhile, Rich has been enjoying a birthday treat in the local lap dancing club.
That was absolutely brilliant. We had, basically it was a tenner each and we got 2 girls and they went round us all individually and then they did each other. And
on us.
I swear, if I'm getting married, I'm dating a fucking bisexual. Because that was amazing.
The pub crawl continues.
Oh, I'm going to get laid tonight.
Oh, that means I've got to find somewhere to stay.
If you're lucky.
Right then. Danger cross.
Finally, the night comes to an end.
Well, I've had an absolutely wicked night. It's been a great laugh. Everyone's out and I think everyone's pretty pissed now, so I think we're probably going to head back because it's getting pretty late. So I might go and get a pizza or something.
It's midweek in downtown Preston, and forensic student Steve Oakes is chilling out with his mates over a few beers and a game of snooker.
Good shot, Phil. Good shot. You're up, mate. You've been snookering as well. Come on, keep rolling, baby. Ooh. Come on, Mikey. What's that? 7 to the good guys. Right. And go.
20-year-old Steve is a forensics school first year. His ambition is to be a crime scene investigator, but first he will have to get through the course, including tomorrow's class, where he and the other lads will be attending a bloody crime scene.
Mikey, Mike, what was that? No, that's 4. That's right. I'm going to miss it now.
Steve has got at least another 2 years of training before he can attend a real crime scene. But tomorrow's simulation should prepare him for a worst-case scenario.
Right. With a bit of cheating here and there, why not, you know? Adds a bit of spice to the game, doesn't it? That was a beautiful example of a foul.
With tomorrow's class in mind, Steve and the boys call it a night.
What time is it? Another bit of time. It's about 11:30. 11:30.
Go on then, let's go.
Yeah. Who's just that beer, by the way, that I'm drinking? Bloody herpes. Can you get herpes from a glass?
Next morning, Steve's up early for breakfast.
English breakfast. Cup of tea. There's no longer any bacon or anything like that because I can't afford it. Beautiful.
Today, Steve is going to be practicing his crime scene skills, examining the evidence of a vicious attack. But first, he has to confront the horrors of his own kitchen.
That's someone's bap. Mike's bap. Look out, Mike's got gorgeous baps.
Should have seen the potatoes that were growing in there while we were away. No, we can't understand what they're trying to grow into. We'll wait till Sean gets back and watch it.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Farmer Sean.
From the West Country.
My dad said to me the other day, I hope you're not 500 quid overdraw or anything like that, you know. And I was like, no. Which was true, I'm not 500 quid overdrawn, I'm just, yeah, exactly. So it wasn't a complete lie. I was, yesterday, about $1,000, 1,000 and a bit. But today, I don't know, our loan might have gone through today.
Steve has survived the kitchen. Next is a crime scene. On the other side of town, third-year Dan Pringle is getting ready for a day of grave digging. But there's a problem.
The weather is about -15. Plenty of snow.
Don't forget your sunblock in our field.
As you can see outside, the ground's going to be absolutely solid. So we're going to have much fun digging shallow graves. Hence the word shallow.
Once the graves are dug, the lads will be burying human remains. Something that's not best done on an empty stomach.
A la carte. We don't muck about in here.
I'll tell you what's going to happen is you're going to get down there this morning and go, well, thanks for getting up at 9 o'clock, but it was cancelled.
Despite Kev's wishful thinking, the lads pack their sandwiches and head off for a day's grave digging. Meanwhile, Steve has arrived at the lab, ready to attend a bloody crime scene.
Well, we're going to go over to the house and we're supposed to be taking photos and stuff like that of footprints, blood stains, stuff like that. We've also taken another case which might let us do a few fingerprints. As long as we like tidy up after ourselves, we might be able to take a few fingerprints because we're pretty crap at doing that, so. Right, got everything? Let's bail, okay. So we go over to basically our crime scene house. House of Horrors.
Over at the crime scene house, work is already underway. This house is the school's training ground, containing real simulations of real-life crimes. Photography is used by crime scene investigators to fix the scene. recording the exact location of vital clues and evidence. But Steve is having problems.
I think I'm in. No, I'm not in at all. Oh, hello, I'm in. These guys are doing some gunshot blood splatter there. The trouble is, we don't know how to use the cameras. It's you.
I think we're supposed to do it.
All right.
That's how you wind it on, yeah?
Mm.
Right, well...
Yeah. Have you loaded the film and everything, yeah? No, because you have to wind the film on first, don't you, before you can start to take any photos. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody else know how to wind a film on?
Yeah.
Helps if the film's loaded properly first. I'll take a photo of you, you take a photo of me, so we know whose film's whose, yeah, when I get developed.
Yes, right then.
It fucking drains that. There's not a drip left in it. They don't trust us.
But Steve had better get a move on because the crime scene is waiting.
Yeah, beautiful. Keep it there. Go on, keep it there. Beautiful.
Ready for a day's grave digging, Dan has arrived at forensics school. After a short trip, they arrive at the burial site.
So what you're going to do, pick a spot near to where you are. One person with one shovel, start digging for 5 minutes.
Ladies first.
Watch what's happening to the ground and how it's changing, and making notes about what's changing, okay? So that's the way it works. Every 5 minutes I'll shout change, and change over to somebody else in your team to do the digging. Okay? Alright? Off you go, guys.
Each member of the group is restricted to 5 minutes digging time, simulating the time factor a real murderer would have to dispose of the body.
That's it, get your back into it.
Supervising the graves is forensic anthropologist Dr. Anthony Ford.
Basically, the idea of this was that they'll learn that trying to get rid of a body is not a very simple business, basically. That it leaves a lot of information behind, and that they've learned that when people come to bury these bodies, they will find evidence that they've realised themselves today by digging down.
After 5 minutes, it is Steve's turn to dig, but Dan's not too impressed.
I don't know who's doing better, him or our lady friend here. He's sort of breaking up the larger bits now for some reason. I don't know why, but he's looking quite good.
And digging holes isn't the only thing that some students encounter.
You can see for yourself. Bob the builder over there seems to have trouble with elastic around his tracky bottoms by the looks of it.
Back at the house, Steve has finally found the crime scene.
Didn't you go out with her last week, Steve?
Yeah, I didn't like it that much. It's pretty cool. Superb. Right, so what have we got to do in here then? Take photos?
Yeah.
She's not looking very photogenic. Looks like she's been beaten by a hammer and they've dropped it on the floor, like bloodstain of hammer on the floor there. And this is where obviously the hammer's like leashed all over the place, like blood going all over the gaff.
Meanwhile, fellow first year Elliot Archer has found some fingerprints downstairs.
Basically what it is you don't always need the black powder or the aluminium powder. Sometimes on shiny surfaces all you need to use, because the grease itself shows up as like a differential against the glass. So if you use a torch and an oblique angle, it can show up.
Every picture a scene of crime officer takes must include a label.
Is that line over the top of the line there?
Yeah, it is.
It is, that's fine then, isn't it? Yeah, get in there, Tom, get in there. Hey, beauty. Yeah, go on then. Yeah. We'll probably find out that like our thumbs over the lens or something on the actual development.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's all right.
Happy?
Glasses in there.
Have you got that, like...
Yeah,
yeah, cool.
Sorted.
Back at the grave, the holes are getting bigger, revealing important evidence. As they dig, Dan and his team must look for any clues that could give away the grave's location.
As you dug the root out, thrown it out, you've got damage from the spade, which splits it open and gets that nice, clean surface again. So if you see that lying around on the floor after, it's an indication the grave was around this area, okay? You'll find that around the edges of the grave, where the soil's been dumped out as it is now, you'll have the ground will be flattened out, the vegetation will be squashed down, and then obviously where they've been moving around digging the grave, again, that's all going to be disturbed. And what you do, if you come back and you stand and look across the actual environment as it is, you'll see how the grass is either side, the way it should be, and you'll see a very noticeable disturbance in the actual soil compaction and what have you, where the grave was actually dug.
Because of the effort involved, clandestine graves are usually never more than 200 metres from an access road. And Steve has found out why.
Tiring, knackering. I ain't gonna be major. I'd never do that.
They're doing okay. I mean, I think they're getting a real idea just how difficult it is to actually dig a grave, and they're beginning to understand the term shallow grave, because obviously people don't want to dig that deep and they're under a time limit.
But Dan thinks he's doing okay.
Piece of piss, this. What do we need now? More depth or length?
Back at the house, Steve has transferred his talents to the living room.
Trying to get some fingerprints, but I can't do this either. Oh, hello.
Steve, that's over the shop.
I've got something fucking bizarre over here. Oh, perfect. I'm the man. There's enough of a print there to easily be able to trace someone. I'll photograph it. The bastards have done a running with a camera, haven't they? Is Tom out there? Tom? Is that our camera? Yeah. Can I use it a second? So. Future of law enforcement lies in our hands.
Back in the field, the graves are nearly finished in one form or another.
They've got a square, and they've got, I think they're building a fish pond by the looks of it. If you've got a proper body, you want to go twice the length for that. And then depth, I mean, yeah, twice again. I mean, that's only 5 minutes, but I'm knackered now, so it'll take you at least 3 or 4 hours to get a good depth, I think. With a couple of coffee breaks and that sort of thing.
With the graves dug, it's time to bury the bones. But before they go in, Dan and his team have to identify the bones and place them in correct anatomical position.
Now the fun begins. Filling it in.
You're in trouble burying it, lads?
We just got to fill it in now and make it look like it was never happened.
In 4 weeks' time, another group will come to the field with the aim of locating the grave and recovering the bones. Dan's team must think like murderers and conceal the grave the best they can.
Okay, what level are they jumping on now?
Let me do that.
Back at the crime scene, Steve is struggling to photograph the fingerprint.
5th attempt, lucky. Go
No,
on.
it's not,
That's
though.
it.
No, it's not.
Right, put the white out.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
That way.
Oh, it's in. Hooray!
Happy days again.
Happy days. Happy days. Sound like Jamie Oliver. Kirsty mate Parker.
Sweet.
Fuck
Like
off.
that one. Turn it that way, because when that's at the top, it's got that red dots lines up the top, so just guess it. Put it about there.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, I get it, yeah.
Yeah?
All right. All right.
You got the oblique angle.
You need oblique angle, I need directly above. I haven't got much light at all. Yes.
Most of the other students are finished. Once Steve takes a photo, he's free for the rest of the day.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah. Come on, I am going.
Oh, fuck's sake, I fucking hate these cameras. Don't they make them with automatic wind on anymore? Yeah. Sweet, okay, we're done. Right.
Let's get all our stuff and get out of it.
Yeah, blatantly. I was going to lift that, but I can't really be asked. Do you think I should get a wet cloth and just wipe over the where I've left powder and shit?
That one there.
Did he?
Yeah, it's just for future stuff. There's blood splatters and...
That's a good one, that, isn't it?
Back in the field, the greys are finished, although plenty of clues have been left.
Completely destroyed all the surrounding grass. Footprints everywhere.
We've covered out the best we can. I mean, you probably seen that earlier on. It's quite obvious. A lot of mud about, a lot of dispersed soil around the gravesite.
Just shows how hard it would be to actually do it for real.
I mean, we dug for 25 minutes, and we got about 1.5 foot down. And they say, you know, you need about 4 foot deep to stop any scavenger action. So I mean, we're hardly anywhere really. So it's definitely a hard task.
Back at the halls, it's tea time.
All right. What's up? Hello.
Living with 6 other students all sharing the same kitchen, cooking is a chaotic experience. Despite this, Steve is creating culinary magic. But what's on the menu?
Bacon pot noodle with bacon. I'm going to try some of that, like 30-second bacon, you know, like microwave. Happy days. Oh, shit. I'm burning myself on the bacon. Painful. Oh, I reckon bacon's ready. It's about to be desecrated. Oh, what? Breaking everything. Oh, that's it, isn't it? It's getting there, actually. Kettle's going. One successfully cooked pot noodle, burnt bacon. Like, see you later. Haute de cuisine, mate, isn't it? A la carte, or whatever they call it. I don't know. A la shite, probably.
Dan is also knocking up a snack.
You are joking, aren't you?
While Steve has gone for the simple option, Dan has been a bit more extravagant.
You see, what should be happening really is we should have a girl around, and we should be sitting in there with our feet up, dropping sausages. And they should be cooking us food. Yeah, we did attempt to clean the kitchen a little bit, but that's all Kev's stuff down there. That's Kev's frying pan. It's quite nice though. 6 days worth of bacon. That's what we're going to cook the sausages in now. Farmhouse sausage. We've got to read the instructions. We've got to know what we're doing. Bearing in mind we live on beans on toast. Don't know how well it's going to go. I did wash my hands, by the way. You just didn't see it. I'm a chef myself, you see. I work in the biggest fast food restaurant in the entire world. Whack them in there with them. I don't know, mate. See, we've got a problem now because the onion's burning. Right, here we go. That looks alright. Job done. A succulent dish. Looks very good.
Back at Steve's, the food is going down a treat. And even Phil has found something to eat. Leftover burger fat.
Just eat it. Go on, eat it. Eat it. It'd be maximum respect if you eat that. Go on, Phil. Give him a build-up. Go on, Phil. Go on, Phil.
What's he called? Caliber.
Anyone would eat it. Come on.
Rinse it down with a bit. It smells quite nice. You don't rinse it down like that.
It's a beautiful. That was fucking delicious.
Meanwhile, Dan has taken a break from cooking to enjoy the splendours of his student's garden.
As you can see amongst the cones, we've got a tractor tire, which we found in the old slaughterhouse up the road. Don't ask me why we was in there. We found this tire, walked it, pushed it down the road, put it into Steve's room. Steve woke up, come out. Boys, what is that smell of shit in my bedroom? And we didn't know this at the time, but the actual tire was full up with cow shit inside. And when we put it in his room, it all come out and just stuck in my mouth. As you can see, he ain't looking too happy when I tell that story. But that's the story of the tire. Steve, your sausages are done, mate. I don't know how much you want.
Food time.
There you go, Steve. Enjoy. That looks alright, mate. Looks alright. What do you reckon? Is it alright? We should have got the candles out, Steve, in the romantic little meal.
It's midweek in Preston, and across town the pubs and clubs are filling up for another night. But third-year Sarah Lumsden's back at home, getting ready for a surprise party for flatmate Amy.
It's Amy's 21st today, so she's gone back to Cheltenham for the day, and she's getting the train back in. She should be getting in about now. So I've told her everyone's coming round at 8:30 tonight, but everyone's actually round now. It's like 7:15, so we're going to put everyone in there and hide everyone. I'm going to bring her back, and we're going to have a little surprise party for her.
The guests soon arrive, but Sarah's having problems.
How many forensic science students does it take to take some sausage rolls off the baking tray? Shh, shh. Hello? Hi, you at the station? All right, I'll come and get you. Wait there. All right, bye. Right, okay. If I give you a ring, is your phone vibrating? Will it? Right, okay. I won't be long.
20 minutes later, the birthday girl arrives. Sarah and Amy are both in their final year of forensic school. Student life's soon going to be over. All the more reason to make the most of it, celebrating true student style. The party continues into the night with food and booze. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, first year Adele Stafford's busy researching a case. Part of the course involves being tested on courtroom techniques. She'll be taking the moot courtroom witness stand tomorrow. The case involves a robbery at a local factory. The burglar forced his way into the main office, breaking his way into the cash box and stealing the money inside. Crime scene investigators recovered a single ginger hair from the scene, leading police to arrest the suspect from the factory's workforce. The court case begins tomorrow, and Aisy's been selected as the prosecution's expert witness. Together with lead barrister Gemma Lee, she has to make a scientific case to prove the suspect's guilt.
So you're going to go through methods, you're going to go through what you found, and you're going to go through the significance.
Why is a hair significant? How does it define individuality? Now, the likelihood of it being identical is very, very small.
So basically what it's saying is that every hair on your head can be a different colour individually, but collectively it looks one colour.
I really think we need some proper hard statistics. How many ginger people are there in the UK? I can't believe there's nothing in there about ginger hair. Do you know what? I've got quite a few courtroom movies. Do you want to sit and watch them for research? Quite good. I'm probably going to be the only person that's looking on the internet trying to find out how many ginger people there are in the UK. I'll probably get all these ginger fetish websites up or something like that when I do a search.
Aidy's evidence will be cross-examined in a simulated court, so it's essential that she's happy with the case.
Is that it then?
I think so.
Woohoo! Do you know, I feel a lot better about that now.
Yeah.
I feel a lot more relieved.
next morning, the girls are up early for forensic school.
Oh, it's so cold outside.
Today they're out working in the field, recovering human skeletal remains.
What have you got on under there? Under there? Tights. That's why you bought tights. Yeah, I didn't just bring them to wear. Like, say, oh, you were going to wear them out. I was like, yes. I've got fishnet tights. This is just bad, isn't it? This Preston weather, standing in the middle of a field. What a glamorous job. Right. Ready? Yeah. Let's go. Got 2 gloves for the same hand.
Meanwhile, Sarah and Amy's lecturers are out preparing their class.
We're just laying out some of these bones to simulate a scatter of human remains where an individual or a corpse has been dumped and left and then scavenged by wild animals. And the students then have to find these, do a full plan and survey of the distribution of the bones, and also see if they can perhaps establish where the original deposition site might have been on the basis of clusters of different types of bones. We've got the lower limbs here, which is quite good because sometimes you do get corpses are sort of torn into two and the lower limbs will be dragged away from the upper limbs. And you have to imagine you're a dog taking this away, and we'll give them an articulated hand, shall we? Well, that's going to be easy to spot. There's a skull in the boot and one on the back seat. You know, it's a good job. You know, people didn't realise we were talking about plastic bits. They'd be arrested. Foot over there. Yeah. This is actually based on a case that I actually worked on, where there was some human remains in a stream and the skull and the jaw were found quite close together. So, a little bundle of ribs. Cover it over a little bit. Make it too easy for them. Just chuck a few more things out there and that's it.
Back at the university, Adie's having a last-minute meeting with her legal team.
What method is used to analyse these characteristics? Tell me where you're going to ask your questions and what they are. I don't even know what you're trying to ask now.
Also in the refectory is the defence team and their expert witness, Lottie Lee.
Me and Liz are just sitting here at the moment going through our statement because she's the barrister on the defence team, so we're helping each other out for my witness evidence. We've just got to the stage where we're asking a question, are there any other tests available that the prosecution could have used? And obviously there were, so we're going to win this case, definitely.
As defence witness, it will be up to Lottie to discredit Adie's testimony for the prosecution. By the end of the meeting, both girls are feeling confident.
Now everybody's fully clued up on what we're going to do. We're going to go into the court and kick some ass.
Not too bad. We're getting a bit nervous.
How we communicate as a team, I think, has been very good and showed that we fully understand the case.
2 of our members aren't here yet? Yeah, 2 of our team aren't here yet. I don't know where they are. Probably having a pint in the pub, I should think. But, we got time. Yeah, no, we haven't got time for one.
I'm not too nervous about going in there because I've got all my details. I know what my team are going to ask me.
Yeah, all-out attack. Defence are going to win. Of course.
Big styling. Prosecution didn't look at their evidence enough, so yeah, we're going to win.
I'll probably break down just before I go in and get petrified, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
You're not going for a pint straight after?
Yeah, we can go for a drink after, yeah. I'll probably end up staying. I know what I'm getting the problem to stay there all night.
Sarah and Amy have arrived at the forest, ready to find and recover the human skeletal remains.
We're looking for scattered bones. When we find a bone, we're going to stick a red flag in and then go from there. Organise yourselves.
And to make things harder, the temperature has dropped and fog's closed in.
My feet, I can't feel them anymore. They're freezing.
The group have to be careful not to trample important evidence, and so every bone discovered has to be flagged.
God, you're tight with your flags, you lot, like, aren't you?
In charge of the scene is demonstrator Rosa Spencer.
Obviously it's not a very realistic scene because all the bones are quite white and plastic, so they're really easy to identify, but yeah, in a normal crime scene you wouldn't want to walk all over the evidence because you wouldn't know what would be lying underneath all the leaves and grass and that kind of stuff, but yeah, they're not doing too bad. They managed to find most of the bones, so that's good.
As well as recover the bones, the girls are on the lookout for any clues which might tell them how the person died. Was it an accident, murder or suicide?
Is this wood significant? Oh, I found a cigarette butt. Have you got a flag? Eyes like a hawk.
All the bones have been found, but the girls are having problems.
We're deciding how to measure them because our sort of area is a lot longer than our measuring tools. So they're deciding whether to do the harder ones right at the back first, do the closer ones. They're just trying to make an executive decision. Mick, did you not put any clothing out here?
Sorry?
Not put any clothing out?
Clothing out?
Clothing?
No.
Well, did the person come into the woods naked?
Before they can be picked up and recovered, the girls have to plot and map each bone. But with so many scattered around, it's a long, cold job.
We've measured some of our fixed points from our first baseline. We haven't measured any of our bones yet, and there's millions. But it's just really difficult because we've got so many fixed objects in our area. It's just a bit of a nightmare.
A dead body in a location like this would attract a lot of wild animals. Foxes, badgers, rats and even birds would pick up the corpse, carrying off remains and scattering them over a vast area. In previous cases, skeletal remains have even been found in tree branches.
I'm not measuring a turd. No way. Mick can do that.
I think the only area where we've lost a little bit of realism is the area of the scatter. I think in a real situation you might actually have bones scattered over a much greater area, but that would make things a lot more difficult, and particularly with these groups and the size of the field we've got, we can't really do that, so it's a little bit concentrated.
It's only halfway through, but the exercise seems to be getting the better of the girls.
3 bones, man. Oh, I hate Mick me life. I hate him more. I hate him more.
Back at university, the court case is just about to begin. Due to the controlled conditions in the court, the proceedings are captured on CCTV, and Eddie's first in the witness box.
Prosecution, would you like to call your first witness? Can I please call Miss Stratford? A hair was recovered from the scene. In its analysis, it was compared to a control sample taken from the suspect. Please describe how a hair indicates individuality.
Without a DNA profile, the hair cannot be individualised by a single characteristic alone. Instead, it's a combination of many characteristics.
Okay, so with respect to the hair we recovered from the scene, can you please describe to the court how these features were analysed?
I was able to perform analysis on the tip and pigmentation, or the colouring of the hair. They were similar enough in colour and length. They were both very straight.
So in your expert opinion, do the characteristics of the recovered hair and the control sample of the suspect correspond?
My analysis shows that there's a very strong similarity between the two hairs, and in my opinion the hairs are from the same person.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
I would like to call Dr. Charlotte Lee to the stand, please. Are there any tests available to the prosecution that they could have utilised?
Yeah, the prosecution only looked at pigment type and tip characteristics through visual comparisons. They could have looked at numerous other characteristics such as diameter, length and morphology of the hair. Also, tip morphology, root morphology and cortical characteristics could have been analysed. Also, hair samples could be analysed using neutron activation analysis techniques.
What does this test show?
This test analyses trace elements. It can analyse up to 14 different elements in a single inch of human hair. The likelihood of 2 individual hairs having the same concentration of 9 different elements is about 1 in a million. If this test had been carried out by the prosecution, comparable results would have been obtained, and it could have been said that the questioned hairs did or did not originate from the same origin.
Can you explain to the court why these inconsistencies may have occurred?
This may be due to the lack of experience of the prosecution witness, or maybe just due to differencing in the techniques that we've used.
Okay, in your expert opinion, did the 2 samples come from the same origin?
No.
No further questions.
Back in the field, things are going from bad to worse for Sarah and Amy.
This isn't funny, this. Nick, this is absolutely impossible. I swear to God, can't measure anything from the baseline because the tree is smack bang in the way every time.
After 2 hours in the freezing fog, the girls found out they'd done it all wrong and have to start again.
But if you had a baseline running along here, and measure, you could take measurements to either side, and there's no trees.
We didn't know that.
Okay.
We're going to have to start again. Oh, Nick, please have mercy.
With new orders from Mick, the girls quickly make progress.
It's a learning steep slope, that's what this is.
Well, under the circumstances, i.e. it's very cold, it's very damp, it's very foggy, they're all getting cold feet and they've never done this before, quite pleased that their morale is holding up and they all seem to be taking it fairly seriously and going through the processes and trying to be as professional as possible.
I think I've caught something. We've had to move all our baselines because the trees are in the way and we couldn't measure any of the bones and basically start again, really. So no one's very happy in this group, I don't think, and we can't have a break and we're all hungry and it's freezing and I can't feel my feet.
Well, thanks everyone, that was good.
Back at uni, the court case is finally over. As a simulated case, there was no jury and no verdict. Instead, the girls were marked on their research and courtroom performance. Both girls were successful in making their case, and I'm glad it's all over.
The first bit was so nerve-wracking. I was absolutely petrified when I first got up. I was a bit nervous to start off with, but then when I got into it, it was okay. The second half was okay when I didn't have my cards to look at because I was just speaking to the people rather than, like, reading. Even when I was sat down there and I wasn't doing anything and you're just hearing people rip you apart, it's a role play and it still bothered me. I was like, oh, that's really harsh. I'll do it again. At the end of the day, it was kind of fun. I wouldn't like to be an expert witness again in something like this. Now I think we'll go for a quick drink, just to calm my nerves back down again, and then go home, get ready to go out for a bit of a bender tonight.
Back at the field, Sarah and Amy are mapping the last of the human bones.
Yeah, should we measure the ditch? Oh, yes.
We've got to measure our ditch because we've got some bones in it. We've run out of tape, so we're trying to put two tapes together at the moment.
With their measurements, they can now map out all the bones around the body site and attempt to work out the body's original position.
On there. We've got a bush in the way.
Should be the same point on the baseline.
All right. Touchy the Welsh, aren't we?
Yes.
Look! I'm blonde, right? It's allowed. It's a disability.
Chill, I'm not getting off hair.
Eventually, Amy and Sarah finish, and not before time.
It was horrible. I hated that. It's so cold, and we've got such a difficult area to do. But c'est la vie.
Back at Halls, Lottie and best mate Alison are getting ready for a big night out.
Well, it looks better than it normally does.
Lottie, is this a stolen library book?
Yeah. No.
Must be done. 2 seconds, made up. Lottie's a player.
Yeah.
I can't light the candle.
What's that?
My lipstick.
Well, you'll make her go in the can but I can't. Well, just charming. She's just made me down a load of wine.
Eventually, the girls are ready and head off into town.
It'll be all right.
Get out the way.
With classes over for the day, Sarah and Amy hit the supermarket in search of something for dinner.
Ew, how disgusting. I went to Cookmad in the first year, and I used to make casseroles in like loads, didn't I? I used to make absolutely loads of chicken tonight.
That was awful, but I'm kidding, they're really nice.
Pork pie.
Porkshire.
From Porkshire? Where do pork pies come from? Porkshire. Ice cream, please have one luxury
That's us being healthy. Fruit.
Make about a bolognese.
A what?
How do you say it?
Bolognese.
Bolognese.
Not bolognese.
It's got a G in it.
Yeah, I know, but it's
And I'm from Newcastle. Right, well, if we've got enough, can I get some ice cream? I can't believe I'm asking you if I can have ice cream. I want some ice cream, but I don't think I've got enough money.
We're going to see if we've got enough.
It's going to be mum, isn't she? See if you behave this week.
Then you can have some.
It's only £1.99 a double.
Lottie and Ali have made it to the first club, where cheap drinks are aplenty.
There's minging. That was quite nice.
Yeah, I didn't mind it either. After you had frolics used to, like that was.
That was not nice.
We'll see you in a minute, yeah?
Yeah.
How long you been?
About 5 minutes. We've just got to finish these drinks and then we'll wander over. Wicked. See you in a bit. Ginger wee. Do you want to go for a wee?
Yeah, come on.
Lottie and Ali meet up with some more friends and head over to the next bar.
Right. Yeah. 2 cocktails for a £5? I think so. Definitely. Oh dear, it's going to be messy night tonight. I'm already pissed.
After a few more drinks and a few more photographs, the girls and their friends head off to the next bar.
Yeah. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Sarah and Amy are making dinner.
Is that everything? Yeah. Today we're going to have a culinary delight of noodles, peas, carrots and tomato. Tomato sauce.
I'm reading it before just now you said that.
Really? I don't know if I'm looking forward to it, I'm dreading it. God, they stink. This is student life.
Ultimate.
This sad. Doesn't get any better, does it?
No.
We don't complain though.
No.
Back in town, it's another bar and another round of drinks.
I haven't been thrown out of anywhere yet, which is unusual for me because I've been barred
I'm wankered, but I'm ready to go on to the next place.
Ali, you can't say that.
Oh, sorry.
She's a little bit tipsy.
Okay,
I'm
we're working
tipsy,
on it.
but
Let's
I'm ready
leave
to
it
go on
at
to the
that.
next place.
Cock out. Ali, rope us that way. I want to get dancing.
But the night comes to a premature end when Ali's refused entry.
Ali, you're not allowed to. Why? You're too pissed on it.
Come on, let's get you home.
And so they all head home.
Give me some love. Give me some water, honey. Fuck me, this is Christmas or something. Oh, fucking innit, you know. Clean this thing, must be Christmas. www.noseit.com.
It's another night in Preston, and third years Dan Pringle and Kev Broder are getting ready for a night at the Union.
No such thing as an electric beach. Oh, behave yourself! That's a taxi! Shut up. Taxi! You'll have to wait. Come on, this is a bit of a rush job, this one. Oh, my legs are still wet. Done it on. I'm on for Kev. I'm on a fucking thing, man. She's a party show, though. I haven't got a... Oh, fuck. I've got keys. I've got keys. Right. Oh, shit, it's time. Let's go.
While Dan and Kev hit the town, second year Adele Stafford is stuck at home studying for her forensic anatomy exam, where she'll have to identify human skeleton remains.
Over the practicals that we've been doing in anthropology so far, there are only certain bones that we've covered. The ones that we have done are all the bones of the skull. We've done the clavicle, the upper limb. Then we'll have a femur, possibly a patella. That's the kneecap. I don't know whether that's going to be involved in the quiz. And then the tibia and the fibula. I'll be happy if we get a few questions on the skull. The skull is a very good indicator of the sex. There's the occipital protuberance, which is if you feel the back of your head, you can feel there's like a lumpy thing. I've got quite a big occipital protuberance, and that's a typical masculine feature, actually.
The bone quiz is tomorrow, so a long night of studying lies ahead.
What's your name?
Back at the Union, the boys waste no time in chatting up the girls.
Catch you later on, all right? How gorgeous. It's Jacqueline's mate. Get her number, Kevin. Stop looking at her tits, Kevin. We're in the university drinking parlour. It's going really well. Kevin's off with a young girl, as usual.
Kev also strikes lucky on the dance floor.
Dancing, I don't talk about her dancing because I can't dance. But you got some good footage of two young ladies who can dance pretty good.
The lights come up and the night finally comes to an end, but Dan and Kev lose each other in the crowd.
I don't know where the boys have gone, but we're getting pissed.
We're going to do some head jumping in.
We're going to buy some head... Oi, Dano! That one!
Oh my God!
Do it!
He's a bus jumper!
I'm going in!
Bus jumper!
Oh my God!
Give us your hand. Dingle!
Next morning, Dan is feeling the effects of the night before.
But it was a mad night. We've had about 2 hours sleep, and it was just banging. Really good night. Everyone was really drunk, loads of drink. Went back to a house party about 2 o'clock, so we just got in basically about an hour ago, 2 hours ago. It's just I had a fight for Bush, and I've got a bit of war wounds, but
I don't feel too bad actually, surprisingly.
yeah, you had 2 shandies.
Good close-up on that fucking head of it. Fuck off. Whoa, fuck off.
The boys are working out in the field today, trying to recover human remains from a shallow grave. But is Dan up for it?
You're fucking digging today, you are, because there's no chance.
Yeah, but I'll attack again him.
Meanwhile, first-year Edith Perrin is at forensics school. Today she's doing DNA profiling, extracting a genetic fingerprint from a sample of sperm.
First thing I want you to do is to form yourselves into groups of 4 or 5. Those groups are going to set up the digests. So, anybody got any questions? Okay, let's roll.
Leading the experiment is Dr. Fred Harris.
Everybody's heard of DNA profiling. Well, today what the students are looking at is one of the core techniques to that process. What they're actually doing is loading fragments of DNA onto an agarose gel, which essentially separates fragments of DNA out according to their molecular weight. This gives you that kind of characteristic banding pattern that you see with the DNA profiles.
DNA profiling took years to develop, and as Edith is finding out, it is not an easy task.
This is the buffer, the Balm H1 buffer, but I can't find it because there's such a small amount in there. So if we're going to give it a couple of seconds in the centrifuge, bring it to the bottom and then I'll be able to get it.
If the experiment was done correctly, the end result should be a DNA photograph, but there is no guarantee.
The ilium's the Mickey Mouse ear thing.
Yeah. Back in the halls, Aid and flatmate Vicky are getting ready for the bone quiz. Our pre-exam nerves are kicking in.
I think we've got pretty much all of the upper and lower limb down. We've still got to do the skull in the next 25 minutes.
Stayed up quite late until about 3, maybe 4, not quite sure. So I've only had a couple of hours sleep.
We did have fun last night though, because Vicky gave me an Easter egg. So as our treat for learning the lower and the upper limb, we made hot chocolate and used twirls as straws. It's great, that's the nicest thing in the world. Feeling a bit sick now though, it's probably just nerves.
I'm hoping that there are no scales, but I don't mind the femur, and that's about it. It's the only bone that I actually know completely.
I just can't wait till this day's over. It's driving me mad. It's horrible. Right. I think that's all I need. I hope. Oh yeah, apart from the answers, which are always useful.
The bone quiz consists of 20 human bones. They have only 1 minute to identify each bone, so the pressure is on to get it right. Over at forensic school, forensic anthropologist Jenny Hawcroft is preparing the exam.
This is question 1, this is a scapula, and the question paper will say, name the structure with the sticker A on it. They've built this up to be something harder than it is, because it's only a small test, but I don't think they've had a bone test before like this, so they're getting a bit hairy about that. Right, and the next one, I need a head that can go upside down. Ah, that's got a good one. Now I've got to find a way of keeping it upright. So I'm doing these little tiny bits on the inside of the skull, and they're bits that people wouldn't necessarily know what they were, but I'm hoping that the students, because they've studied the skull underneath at least in quite a lot of detail, they will know. She says, what I'm trying to really teach them is that you can learn stuff about bones from books, but when you come to the lab, they're so variable. They're so human and messy that you really need to get your eye in properly. So I thought I'd stick with the real bone. I'll pick a good big one. Femur, yeah, this is a thigh bone. So I'm asking, there's 3 separate lines up here, and I'm asking them to label 2 of them, which are quite close together, and this little bit down the bottom, which is everybody forgets the name of. So that's nice of me. How do the insides of skulls get dirty? I'll never understand it. Now, what I particularly like about doing things like this is that they've just written an essay on the skull, and I know that they write things merrily about the skull and they don't actually know where any of them are. They just find it in a book and write it out. So several of the things that I'm going to ask them about, I know every single one of them wrote happily. Ooh, the incisive framens behind the teeth in the middle of the palate. We'll see how many of them actually recognise it when it bites them. That one they've got to tell me if it's a girl or a boy, and this one they're going to tell me if it's a right or a left kneecap. This is another one without any questions. They've just got to say how old this bloke was. I don't think they've got a lot of weak points really. I think that if they have a weak point, it's going to be nerves and the format of the thing. They don't really know what to expect. Although I have said several times what they should expect. But I think they'll be good on the skull. They might be a bit wavy on the long limb bones. They've all got sort of funny little knobs at the end and funny little lines on them. That's quite a lot to learn. They might get some of those wrong. But I think they'll be good. I think they'll do really well. That was famous last words, wasn't it?
Over at the gravesite, Dan's coping with his hangover as he tries to spot the telltale signs of a shallow grave.
Because the soil is compact and there's not as much soil put back into the grave once it's been excavated, you do get sort of settling of all the soil, and it kind of leaves a depression and it's sort of an outline of the grave itself. Before you even start excavating, that's a big clue. And any sort of disturbed vegetation, obviously trampling around the grave, that kind of thing.
Oh.
Also searching for bones is classmate Danielle Vargas.
We're just making observations at the moment, and then we're going to do a plan in a minute. We're just waiting on all our equipment and instructions.
Right, we need to put a grid in, didn't you, so we can draw it, because you've got a plot.
Yeah, but you need the things in the bucket, like the string.
So we might as well just do like a metre by metre, wouldn't we?
Yeah, look, he's not got no wellies, he's not prepared. I'm just not impressed as a team member, he's letting the side down, but do you know what I mean? We'll let him off.
Dan's team aren't happy with him either.
And just plot what's in each different segment. It doesn't matter. It's like,
Yeah, but we need...
When you're not listening, we need the...
it's not vital, is it?
Yes, it is!
Why?
That's the point of it! Because otherwise you're not plotting it accurately. 3 years on this course.
Yeah. Clever clogs.
By right, a metre from there and a metre from there.
This is going to be a mission, isn't it? Oh, God.
Why don't you two just go home and go to the pub? Drink something.
I don't drink.
Yeah, I can see it.
Edith's DNA experiment has moved on to the next stage. The DNA mixture has been incubating for an hour. Next is to add the tracking dye.
It's just a marker really, so that we can see it. It makes it visual. But it also helps because we know the molecular weight of it and how far it travels. We can see how far the DNA has travelled, I think. Each DNA will get different results, but primarily it'll all be the same. It cuts the DNA in 3 different places. And if we can find one of those places, we can then calculate what the other 2 are going to be. With the tracking dye, it doesn't change anything or harm it in any way, so it's the best thing to use because it won't damage it and it won't give a false reading.
DNA profiling was first used by British police in 1987 to convict a man accused of rape. Semen stains found at the crime scene were matched to his DNA, placing him at the scene of the crime and confirming his guilt. Since then, DNA profiling has been used around the world to convict thousands of criminals. All that's left is to load the DNA mixture into gel, where a steady hand is required. Once set, the gel will be photographed in a special machine to reveal the DNA pattern. That's if Edith has got it right. Over at the gravesite, Danielle has got a plan.
This whole site isn't actually the grave. We think that it's probably been that sort of area there. We're going to clear the vegetation and then we're going to make a grid. That is the plan. It's going to be very dirty.
We've got the grids in now. We like labelled each square so we know where each item is recovered from. And just draw it down on a bit of paper.
With the grids in, it's time to dig.
Get sifting, girls.
Tara and Liz, they've got gloves on because they've got to sift through it to see if there's any forensic material in there. We're making a record of the changes right down, so we have to do it at 2 inches at a time, and it's taken a long process, as you can see, and it's quite hard work. Is this ready for empty?
Okay. It's bloody hard work, and the lads are gassing.
While the girls dig, Dan has wandered over to Danielle's grave.
How come you're still spotless?
I'm not spotless.
I think you should chuck her in.
And Dan's full of good advice.
Come on, girls, get you back into it, come on.
Will you start writing something before I wrap?
What do you want me to write? Spud. We haven't got any skeletal remains yet. You've got 2 tools here, yeah? You've got spades and you've got shovels. If you break up the top and use a shovel, it's going to come out a lot easier, isn't it?
We're trying to get 2 inches down now.
Past here.
No, because we're not making observations. We're digging now. We've made our stand. There we are. Haven't we, girls? Yeah.
For the past 20 minutes, Aid and Vicky have been putting their revision to work, trying to identify 20 human bones in exam conditions. Now it's finally over, and they're not confident with the results.
It was fabulous. Got every single one right. We knew everything off by heart. It was great, wasn't it, Vicky? Oh, it was fantastic. It was quite funny, actually, because I knew nothing. I was just stood there laughing at myself. Don't know if you noticed. So you go, just like thinking so hard.
With the exam finally over, the girls can now concentrate on getting home and getting ready for a big night out. On the other side of forensic school, Edith has got the photographic results of her DNA experiment.
Oh, it's not too bad. Got a shock when we went in. Fred thought that we'd completely cocked it up, but we haven't. We've got something. Yeah. Got something I can measure anyway. It's better than last week's.
After hours of digging, Dan finally gets the results.
The skull, that is it?
I just never knew it would stink so much.
To simulate the smell of decomposing flesh, some of the graves contain rotting food.
Quiche or something.
Quiche. That is what it smells.
Oh, oh man, it smells so awful. I'm going to kneel in a minute.
Oh. Do you still want your sandwiches?
Oh. Do you guys want a break in a minute then?
Yeah, come and dig this up.
Yeah, you dig the food.
Look at that, Tay. We've got a skull in here, we've got a bit of vertebrae,
yeah.
Got a bullet cartridge.
We've got some ribs, or a rib. I'm not sure that might be a femur, or it's quite a big bone by the looks of it, but we're going to have to dig further this way because we've only got half of it.
First grade we got a skull, bullet cartridge, part of the vertebrae, and in the second grade we've got several bones identified now.
Oh, more vertebrae. Oh!
Yeah.
Right, should we just plot these quickly? Get these out and then have a look underneath them.
It's been really hard work, but it looks promising, and we won't know if we've recovered everything until we look at the reports that the team that buried this made, because we don't know what we were supposed to recover. But it's quite hopeful.
It's nice working outside, but a bit too boring for me, a bit too messy, but definitely not for me, no way.
With forensics school over for the day, Edith is getting ready to go out.
Tonight I've got my dance class, which is Latin American. And so far I've learned how to cha-cha-cha, salsa, ballroom jive, which is really fast and great fun. And we're now, did I say salsa? And we're now learning how to do the tango, the Argentine tango. So for tonight, I'm going to be a prostitute.
As a single mum of two, Edith's dance class is the only chance she gets to go out, so she's determined to make the most of it.
Be good.
Meanwhile, Ada and Vicky are already out.
Wow, it's a big match, guys versus the girls. It's just so funny, the guys take it so seriously and they're all competitive. And the girls are just like, yay, we hit a pin, it's great.
Meanwhile, Edith's dance class is well underway.
Slow, quick, quick, and slow, and slow, and quick, step, close. Quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, girls cross in front, and slow, and slow, and quick, quick, close. Quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, and slow, and slow, and quick step together. Fantastic.
Ace moved on from bowling to the club, rounding off the night with some dancing of her own.
No, it's been a wicked night. Really enjoyed it. I wish it could have lasted a bit longer than 2 a.m, but, you know, everywhere shuts down. It's not for people that can last a bit longer than that, is it?
You can only come back to ours, but only if you're special. He's got the special.
I think that's an offer.
It's the end of term for the students at the University of Central Lancashire's Department of Forensic and Investigative Science. For the graduating students, it's a time to reflect on the past 3 years, where they've investigated bloody crime scenes, recovered human remains, and partied like there's no tomorrow. But now it's about to end. All that's left is the graduation ball. A couple of weeks ago, third years Sarah and Amy were knee-deep in human remains. Over the last 3 years, they've learned all about forensic anthropology, practicing the various techniques used to recover dead bodies. But now they're getting ready for the graduation ball.
We started preparations for the ball yesterday. We went and got a fake tan done. And then today we're off now to get some accessories, just some bags and stuff that we can take to the ball. And then at 2 o'clock we've got a hair appointment over the road because it's raining, so we don't really want to go very far. And then we're going to sit and have our hair done and have our nails done, and then we're going to come home, have a bottle of Carver and get ready to go out.
It's like the one time that you could get really dressed up, isn't it? And so it's just a bit... You just hope you're good luck. Like, I hope my hair turns out all right. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I'm really worried about that. And then put my dress on and everything. I hope I look all right, and I'm sure we all will because we've all made like an effort and stuff. And yeah, I think. But I'm getting nervous as well. But I think the lads will look fantastic, and all the tuxes, they'll look gorgeous, really good.
Dan, Kev, and Steve might look good in dinner suits, but how much effort have they put in?
They went in to one shop and came up with a tuxedo and all that, for a fact. And today, what are they doing today? Today they're tidying the house. They're gutting the house because we're all having a party there tonight, so they're gutting all the rooms.
Where do you start? Just washing it.
Dan and the boys have an after-ball party planned at their house, but first they have to tidy up.
Smell that in there. I do not know what that is. That stuff stinks. Can you smell that? Oh, man. That's mean.
In order to get the house ready in time, it's all hands on deck.
Oh, what? Not even bother keeping that. That is minging.
What a state. You better get this shown to my mum because she says that I never clean ever.
For the first time in 3 years, everyone's cleaning the house. And I've been washing up. Got to get that room in there, so that room's a state, so chuck everything in that room. Get everything out of Steve's room so we can have everyone in that room. Sort of like tonight, like clean it out, give it over.
I've got the bathroom, Dan's got the kitchen, Kev's probably got nothing, as usual.
All the notes can go in the bin. All revision notes. Ooh, oh hello. They're tickets to the ball, they better not go in the bin.
If you want a job done, do it yourself.
It's starting to take shape a little bit now.
I fucking hate tidying up.
Taking a break from housework, Dan and the boys arrive at the Lancashire Police Dog Training Centre. Dan's hoping to become a police officer, and the dog division is an area he'd like to find out more about. The training school trains all types of police dog, from general duty dogs to those trained to sniff out drugs and even dead bodies. But before Dan meets those, he's introduced to the school's newest recruit.
Hi, this is George. George is the youngest recruit to the Lancashire Constabulary Dog Section. He's a 9-week-old Rottweiler puppy who I picked up 2 weeks ago from the breeders in St Helens.
George might look cute now, but soon he'll look like this.
Everywhere you read about, all the advice, particularly about Rottweilers, is don't allow them to put the teeth on you when they're at this age. But obviously, when he grows up, one of his jobs will be to do exactly that. If somebody's trying to escape, then I'll send him, and the idea is that he will ultimately detain them.
It's so strange having nothing to do.
Back in town, Sarah and Amy have started getting ready for the ball with a visit to the local hairdressers.
Well, we've got to be ready at 6:30. We're getting picked up at 6:30. I'm just looking forward to my food. I've got one I've ordered. Oh, salmon. I don't want salmon anymore. I'm going to make flash swap. I'll just force my boyfriend into it. I'll be like, don't spoil my ball.
Your fella wishes he could see you now. I bet he does. Sorry, we'll cut you out there.
Back at the dog school, the instructor Dave King is preparing a demonstration for Dan and the lads. The school's cadaver dogs are trained to detect dead bodies in shallow graves, and are trained using pieces of decomposing pig.
Quite nice. For a human remains detection handler. What I'll do first of all is I'll get Missy, bring her outside, and I will probe the holes. I'll take her, what I'll also do, because it's a while since she's done this, I haven't trained for a while, is I'll put another hole away from the actual probe line searching I'm doing. And now what I need you to do is put a piece in that hole and a piece in one of the other holes along the grave, the probe line. Okay, so you can take control of that. It is not nice, so keep it closed. Don't spray it around, because...
Over at the hairdressers, Amy's hair is finished, but Sarah's still going.
How embarrassing.
The test is about to start, and Dave's digging the probe holes.
So for my man with the meat, don't need to put it in yet, wait until we're ready to go. That's where I want the first lot to go into, in there, okay? Just drop it in and push it down a little ways, just to give her a bit of a dig, but I want it to be fairly easy for her, okay?
When a suspected grave is discovered, Dave digs several small probe holes along it. The dog is trained to sniff each hole and dig down when they discover human remains.
What I'm looking for when I'm coming up to my hot spot, my potential grave site, is a change in the resistance I'm feeling, which in itself becomes an indicator that there's been movement in the soil.
Over at the hairdressers, the canine themes continued.
And poodle.
And like Sandy.
I look like, you know, when J-Lo had that thing, when she just had all them curls.
Steve gets the unlucky job of putting a piece of decomposing pig's ear into the first hole. From this, the dog will get the scent of what she should be looking for.
I'm just really worried in case I'm dancing late and I'm really drunk and it falls out. I'll be like... Because Amy will have had a drink, so I'll probably end up with a pineapple on my head. She'll just go, oh, put a scrunchie in it. It's fine.
Nice, Steve.
There are 6 holes spread out along the gravesite. It's Steve's job to put some rotting pig into one of them and see if the dog can find it.
What are you doing? Well, you can make it a little bit more difficult, haven't you?
When he said pig's ears, I thought he meant like
Steve,
what you give your dog. You know, the dried ones you give your dog, not actual like someone's chopped him off a pig.
Someone's got some pig and
Yeah.
Back at the salon, Sarah's hair's still not finished.
They make it look so easy though, don't they? Like, look so easy sometimes.
Missy.
With the pig's remains buried, Missy's first job is to find the sweetener and pick up the scent in preparation for the real grave site.
She's now digging to where the meat is. Now when she checks back like that, she's checking the spoil that she's dug out to see if she's actually displaced it. It's quite muddy, so it may take her a while. Good girl, good girl.
I've got deja vu. I've got deja vu.
Sarah's hair's still not finished, and Amy's feeling the effects.
Now we move on to the actual probe line. She knows what we're doing, and I will task her to the holes on the line. Missy, Missy.
It's the big test, but will Missy sniff out the right hole?
Good girl. Now, operationally now, with this indication, I'd be removing her. I wouldn't let her do this amount of damage. But because there's a piece of meat in there for her, I'm going to just allow her to get to it. It's all right, she can search the spoil now, she'll find it. I'll just... Yes, good girl. Good girl.
Yeah, I didn't think she'd go quite that berserk when she found it, but she seemed quite interested and smelt it quite quickly. Eating it, oh.
Beautiful.
Yeah, what I've heard of me. What I've heard of me.
Finally, Sarah's hair is finished.
That's fantastic.
So you've just got loads of curls being pinned straight through the middle.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's all right.
It's more than all right. Thank you very much.
Okie doke.
Oh, you goddesses.
Tonight's ball is the grand finale to 3 years' hard work for the students graduating from forensics school. Over the past 3 years, they've intensively studied a wide range of forensic topics.
The skull is a very good indicator of the sex. There's the occipital protuberance, and that's a typical masculine feature, actually.
We dug for 25 minutes and we got about a foot and a half down, and they say, you know, you need about 4 foot deep to stop any scavenger action. We've got a skull in here, we've got a bit of vertebrae. Got a bullet cartridge.
The main things we're looking at is the firing pin mark, which is at the centre there. The firing pin mark on them both is approximately in a similar off-centre location. It's very likely that suspect would be in serious trouble, let's just say.
Oh, lovely! Have you seen this?
Looks like she's been beaten by a hammer and they've dropped it on the floor, like blood-stained of hammer on the floor there.
Sometimes on shiny surfaces, all you need to use, because the grease itself shows up, there's like a differential against the glass. So if you use a torch and a oblique angle, it can show up.
Prosecution, would you like to call your first witness? I was able to perform analysis on the tip and pigmentation, or the colouring of the hair. They were similar enough in colour and length. They were both very straight.
So in your expert opinion, do the characteristics of the recovered hair and the control sample of the suspect correspond?
In my opinion, the hairs are from the same person.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
This glass is quite smooth. It's kind of blue in colour. Because we've got quite a few samples here, it's probably best to do 2 or 3 of them. And then we'll put it onto a grim machine. The glass found on one of the suspect's jumpers matches the glass found from the chandelier, basically pinpointing him to at the scene of the crime.
There's one there, another one there, and then like a thumbprint. Basically different powders are used on different surfaces. It basically just brings up the fingerprint when you dust over it. We mainly use aluminium powder. It just comes up dark. We got a cartridge, sorry. Did you just pick it up? Yeah. Definitely a gunshot. We found the good old gun. I've got a big bag and found the gun. Enough to seal a conviction, enough to put someone down for life.
It's because we know the molecular weight of it and how far it travels, we can see how far the DNA has travelled, I think. With the tracking dye, it doesn't change anything or harm it in any way, so it's the best thing to use because it won't damage it and it won't give a false reading.
The course has helped prepare them for the gruesome reality of murder and death.
You are going to see pictures on here that you might not like. This is your first picture, and what it is a woman who's been eviscerated, and basically the person decided that he would like to put a cup inside her stomach, ladle the blood out and drink it. Gentleman's cat ate his willy. He's lying down, dead. Cat came along, so I'll have some of that. Luckily or unluckily for him, police got there before it took his testicles off.
Sometimes they've had difficulties on the course to overcome.
Well, you're not listening, we need...
It's not vital, is it?
Yes, it is!
Why?
That's the point of it!
Because otherwise you're not plotting it accurately.
3 years on this course.
We're trying to get 2 inches down now. No, because we're not making observations. We're digging now. We've made our stand.
Why don't you two just go home and go to the pub?
This isn't funny, this.
No,
Mick, this is absolutely impossible. I swear to God, can't measure anything from the baseline because the tree is smack bang in the way every time.
But if you had a baseline running along here, and measure, you could take measurements to either side, and there's no trees in the way.
didn't know that. I'm not measuring a turd. No way.
There's been some hard work.
One person with one shovel, start digging for 5 minutes.
Ladies first. That's it, get your back into it. I don't know who's doing better, him or our lady friend here.
My feet, I can't feel them anymore. They're freezing. I hated that. It's so cold.
But best of all, they've had some laughs.
I'm blonde, right? It's allowed. It's a disability. I think I've caught something.
Strong like bull. After playing with the police dogs, Dan and Kev have been shopping in preparation for tonight's big party. But there's still plenty of work to be done. They're expecting at least 50 people after the ball. So to make space, they're gutting Steve's bedroom and setting up a dance floor. And Dan's in charge of the sound system.
We'll probably start the party and move the police round within half hour. I'll tell us to turn it down.
And while Dan does that, Damo sorts out the important stuff.
Can you hear all that shit going out over? I ate over it big time.
And the house is slowly taking shape. But while the lads continue, Sarah and Amy have made it back home and are getting ready for the ball. The girls' dates are arriving soon, so the clock's ticking as they put the finishing touches on their hair and makeup.
I'm told to turn the music down already and it's only like 3 o'clock, so...
With the house sorted, the boys start getting ready.
Oh, man. I'm still not good at this, it's unbelievable.
But Dan's got a problem.
This ain't fitting at all.
Across town, the girls are nearly ready, but nerves are kicking in.
Honestly, we're both shaking. So sad. What else do I need?
It says on there D's white, yeah? But can I speed it up and put it on like non-class colours? As long as it washes, it's going to be alright now.
Can't I?
While the rest of the lads get ready, Dan tries a novel way of soundproofing the walls while his shirt washes.
Anything to dampen the sound.
Thanks. I just need to stop my wallet and stuff. Right, so
Sarah and Amy are almost ready, and their dates are waiting.
Oh, very nice.
Meanwhile, Kev's got the sound system going. Whilst the other lads pose to the camera, Dan tries his best to dry his shirt before time runs out. Finally, the girls are ready.
Are you ready now?
Yeah. Do you want some of this on your chest?
But the boys are getting impatient.
Sarah, hurry up, it's 20 past. 25 past. Amy, hurry up.
After the shirt drama, Dan's finally ready to go.
Is it? Hello? Yeah, I'm being filmed as I speak to you on the phone, mummy. It's my mummy. Right then, boys!
Eventually, Sarah and Amy are on their way.
See ya.
Preparations are finally over, and everyone's made it to the ball. 3 years of forensic school have come to an end, and for the students and staff, it's going to be a night to remember.
All the girls in front of me on your knees, don't go. It's just been an absolute joy to teach them, really. I mean, everything's been good about it.
The university life has been better than I thought it would be. Yeah. It's been fantastic.
Met some amazing people.
they've been an exceptional bunch of students, and they really have set a standard that would be very hard for other students to follow.
There's 4 of us who are planning on doing a full Monty's fight, and that will be funny. That really will be funny, and I think that's what we probably will do for a laugh. Definitely.
As a first outtake from the department, I think they will be good ambassadors for us.
True to their word, the boys perform their party piece. With the ball over, everyone heads back to dance for the party.
Well, lots going already.
It's been a really fantastic night.
Yeah.
It's not over yet. The night is still here.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to last.
Really?
I'm so tired.
Are you?
I'm
so
pass out.
Great end to a fucking 3 years of uni, and hopefully everyone's happy because we're happy.
Just getting loads of email addresses and phone numbers. Cost a fortune to keep in touch with people.
I hope people do keep in touch. So I hope we'll have to organise some sort of
reunion. Yeah.
I've been offered sex as well. Pushing me in. They said I had a nice body. Camera, you see what you want to see.
Since leaving forensic school, Dan's moved back to Hastings and has applied to join the Sussex Police Force. Kev's applied for the Air Force and hopes to eventually become a fighter pilot. Steve wants to be a forensic scientist and has applied to the Forensic Science Service. Amy wants to be a forensic pathologist and soon starts 5 years of medical school. And Sarah's taken a year off before continuing her education to become a vet.